Assalamualaikum students, my name is Usama Siddiq and I welcome you all in this online support program. First of all, I will discuss about the course contents of your second year mathematics. Then there are total 7 chapters and we have to cover 5 chapters for first term exams. The chapters are chapter number 1, 2, 3, 5 and 7. The first chapter is about functions and limit, and in this lecture you will be able to understand the concept of a function, domain and range, evaluation of functions at different points. In concept of a functions, the students will be able to understand the mechanism of functions, that how it will work upon different sets. In domain and range, the students will be able to know about the domain and range of different functions and how to find domain and range by using different methods or techniques. In evaluation of functions at different points, students will be able to understand how we will find the values of functions at different points. First of all, if we discuss about the function, then what is a function? Basically, a function acts like an operator or a machine, and you know the definition of machine, that it converts every input into output. So function also acts like an machine. There are many things in our daily life which works upon the principle of taking some input and converting that input into output. So function is a operator, it converts every input into output. You can say that function acts like a machine for understanding. The concept of a function was recognized by a German mathematician Leibniz in 1646 to 1716. The definition of a function says that f maps every element of set x onto element of set y. This set x is called the domain set and this set y is called the codomain set, and the elements that we will get as an output from set capital Y is called the range set. You can understand this by a diagram which is given in next slide. Now here it is a function f which maps element of set x onto elements of y. F maps A on 1, B on 2, C on 3. You can also say that A has image 1, B has image 2, C has image 3. So this complete set X is called the domain set, this set Y is called the codomain set, and the elements that we are getting against A, B and C, which is 1, 2, 3, are called range of a function. So this x is our domain set, this y is our codomain set, and these 3 elements that we are getting against a, b, c are called our range. So function acts like an operator. Whenever you give some input to it, it performs some mechanism on it and convert this input into output. So function acts like a operator. Here's example, which is f is a function from a to b. This a is domain set, this b is codomain set. The elements of set a are 1, 2, 3, while the elements of set b are 2, 4, 6, 8 and 10. We suppose a function which is f of x equal to 2x. Now for x equal to 1, this 1 belongs to the set a. For x equal to 1, we put 1 in this function and this function convert this 1 into 2. Similarly, if we put x equal to 2 in this function, so this function converts the 2 into 4. If we put x equal to 3, the function convert 3 into 6. So these 1, 2 and 3 are our input, and this belongs to set A, and these 2, 4, 6 are our output, and we say it range set, and this 2, 4, 6 belongs to B. So you can see that this 2, 4, 6 is a subset of a codomain set. So A is domain set, B is codomain set, and 2, 4, 6 is our range set. The diagram of previous example is shown, in which f maps elements of set A on B. 1 has image 2, 2 has image 4, 3 has image 6. So this set A is domain set, this set B is codomain set, and the elements 2, 4, 6 are range set. Range set is always a subset of a codomain set, and function maps every element of A onto B. And you can say that 1 has image 2 and 2 has pre-image 1. 2 has image 4 and 4 is pre-image of 2. 3 has image 6 and 6 is pre-image of 3. The notation of a function is given, which is y equal to f of x. There are two variables involved in this notation, which is x and y. Y is dependent variable and x is independent variable. You can understand the difference between these two variables by previous example, which was y equal to f of x equal to 2x. If we put x equal to 1, then we will get y equal to 2. Similarly, if we put x equal to 2, then we will get y equal to 4. If we put x equal to 3, then we will get y equal to 6. You can see that y is depending upon x. If we put x equal to 1, then we will be able to find the value of y. It means that y is depending upon x. So y is dependent variable and x is independent variable. This is question number 1, part A of exercise 1.1. Function is given, which is f of x equal to x square minus x, and we have to find the value of this function f on different values, which is minus 2, 0, x minus 1 and x square plus 4. First of all, we have to find the value of f of minus 2. We can find this by just simply putting minus 2 against x in this function, and simplifying the terms we will get the answer. F of 0, do it yourself. The third part is f of x minus 1. You can find it by just putting x minus 1 in this function against x. Apply the formula a minus b whole square, simplify these terms, and you will be able to get the answer. The fourth part is find the value of function at x square plus 4. Put x square plus 4 in this function against x. Apply the formula a plus b whole square, solve these terms, and the answer will be x power 4 plus 7x square plus 12. The question number 2 is we have to evaluate the value of this function, which is f of a plus h minus f of a over h. The function is given f of x equal to 6x minus 9. First of all, we will find the value of this function upon a plus h by just putting a plus h in this function against x. So f of a plus h becomes 6 into a plus h minus 9. Simplify these terms and it will be equal to 6a plus 6h minus 9. And f of a will be equal to 6a minus 9. Just put the value of these two functions in this question and solve these terms. 6a will be cancelled by minus 6a, minus 9 will be cancelled by plus 9, and the remaining term will be 6h over h. H will be cancelled by this h. So it is equal to 6, which is our answer. The third part is f of x equal to sin x. Again, we have to evaluate the value of this function. We can find the value of this function by just putting a plus h in this function against x. So f of a plus h becomes sin of a plus h. Here it is given. Now we have to find f of a. We can find it by just putting a in this function against this x. So f of a becomes sin a. Here it is again given. Put these two values in this question. It becomes sin of a plus h minus sin a over h. This is sin p minus sin q, and the formula is sin p minus sin q equal to 2 cos p plus q by 2 and sin p minus q by 2. Replace p by a plus h and q by a. Solve this expression. It becomes 2 cos 2a plus h by 2 and sin h by 2 over h. This 2 is being divided by both of these terms, divided separately, so it becomes 2a by 2. 2 will be cancelled to 2 and it is equal to a, and it is h over 2. We can write this h separately under this term, so it will be our answer. If you have any queries or questions, you can ask me in WhatsApp too. Thank you very much. Allah Hafiz.